as there is.
There is.
This is probably one of the most
controversial.
No. Least controversial.
Well, I suppose if you're a cessationist, then There Is Healing might be.
Who knows?
Whoa, that's a very deep discussion.
Yeah,
Maybe for another
dispensationalism.
webcast.
See if you can get it
It's not about dispensationalism, no.
Deal.
It's about cessationism.
But, no, I think this is possibly one of the best songs that you've been given.
Notice how he
written.
took credit away from you there.
Well,
No,
credit isn't mine. I'm just the channel, you see.
But all the royalties go to him anyway. So.
That's right.
Through me.
Through him.
But yeah,
Into the mouth of his child.
it's a song I wrote,
Which is
very very quickly. Just sat at my keyboard in late 2005, and my wife had just shown me a documentary about eating disorders in a family with members of the family that suffer from eating disorders, and I was just kind of it really hit me hard just how much these people suffer, and they don't need to, because I believe there is healing. And it kind of just fell out of the sky onto my keyboard, and we debuted it in Cheddar, if I remember rightly, and Tom Maynard and the Brother John crew were there, and immediately sort of said that's a special song, and we went,
I love it. It's a winner.
and since then it's been one that we're proud of, and we've kind of taught a congregational version as well, but the performance version is something quite special to us, and we recorded this one with Paul Burton, and we got quite an interesting take on it, which thankfully we went back to the original arrangements. We did do a
We went through
five or six.
a load of different arrangements, and we kind of thought, well, we might try and do something different to try and make it sound like the rest of the album, but it ended up coming back to the original version, more or less.
That song said no to us instead of us saying no to the song.
I think because it was slow and it was quite a lot longer. It was, you know, when you're in the zone, it's brilliant. But when you listen to an extended free-form worship and you're not there, and it's 20 minutes long, and after 2 minutes, you go, oh, next. So we spent ages reworking it. But
Do you think we drag it out too long? Maybe?
No, I would say it's
Not
when it's
live.
right, it's brilliant. But sometimes there's 5 of us, so anyone can have a non-feeling of it at any one time. As long as we're not all not feeling it, then it's fine.
Teenage Kicks.
That's right. Teenage Kicks aren't enough. Which we really took back to the writing studio and took apart and put back together, and I think we kind of went into the studio initially with a very, very different version, which was a lot more sparse to begin with, and then it's got this new end section which is a lot bigger, because this was originally on Looking Up before these three came along, and the song, again, a bit like some of the other older songs has sort of grown and become its kind of settled down to be what it always should have been. And so it's a big song, and we put the loop back in it, the did thing at the beginning.
What's that, Murray?
The loop pedal thing we took out completely, and that was the last thing to record, which is probably the first thing out of everything on the album that I wrote. So it's quite fitting that it ended up back on there, which has kind of brought the song full circle.
That song is always very sort of, when you sort of work through it
Yeah,
in the
I
beginning,
know, yeah.
but we rewrote a lot of parts of it. We actually turned it to playing chord structures to actually build parts. So
Yeah.
I think it
quite
was a lot
delicate.
more interesting arrangement.
Yeah, very
than
delicate
last one.
guitar parts and key parts, a lot more dynamic in it as well.
Yeah,
It is,
And then
marks the transition from Bosch's Dave Mike with Bingley. Mark. It defines, I think when we got that, it really defined this band with the collection of musicians.
I can't do it.
Fact.
True.
I think I like the way that the song ends. Though. I mean, it's kind of all the way through. It's kind of builds, and
Yeah.
it kind of starts off with just a very simple guitar, and then it kind of you think it starts to get going, and you know what, mate. And then right at the end, we all kind of jump in. There's a massive kind of end section. And
Yeah.
I love the Hammond organ I put down with use the bass pedals and the Hammond organ to get a really kind of dark, even sound coming through the laser speaker. That was a lot of fun to play.
One, I'm really happy with the way it's turned out. I think we made the right decisions in the writing process.